I was having a problem with my left arm. I had no control over my wrist, my hand, and I had very limited arm movement. Literally, it would drop down. I had no way of lifting it unless I physically lifted it up. I moved my arm, but from basically my wrist forward, I had no strength or control over my hand at all. It would basically go limp. If I held it down, I could, it would limp, but if I held it the other way, it basically would just be all I could do, and I'd have to sometimes help it, and then my wrist would drop also at the same time.
And it was kind of curling up like this, right?
Yes.
And then you would try to open it up, and
correct.
you could force it open, but then it would curl back up again.
That is correct. I woke up in the morning and I couldn't move my arm. That's when I first noticed like I slept on it funny. And so I went to work that day. Then that afternoon I went to our family practitioner, and he prescribed me some muscle relaxers, said I didn't have a stroke, but he happened to have an intern that was in the room with him, and she pinpointed everywhere up my arm to my neck where I was feeling discomfort. And the young lady made the comment that there's something in your neck, something's pinched or something's not adjusted in the right spot. And at that point, I was prescribed some muscle relaxers, and come back in 2 weeks and we'll see how things are going. The next day, I went to an orthopedist place, and they said similar things. They did give me an arm sling. They said the muscle relaxer would be the same thing that they would prescribe. They threw in the caveat, though, in 2 weeks, if it isn't any better, they could surgically make something adjust or take something apart in my neck, shoulder area to alleviate whatever nerve or whatever's being pinched up there. And I don't like surgery. So my wife for about 6 months prior, was coming to the Cornerstone Family Chiropractic. And it didn't take much for her to convince me to at least give it a try, because it was still better than having surgery. And things just progressed and got better after my first treatment.
Okay, where is the numbness?
The numbness starts on my thumb in this area.
Okay.
And it kind of follows a path right through here.
Okay. And then do you feel it in your upper arm at all?
No, the upper arm is fine.
And you did feel some pain in your neck?
Yes.
But not anymore?
That's correct.
And where was that pain? Can you point to that?
More right in this area.
Okay. And so since we've been adjusting there, that's gone?
And I first noticed the first day there was pain in the shoulder also, and a little bit in the elbow. I don't notice it in the elbow or the shoulder anymore, or the neck.
Okay, now it's just in the lower part of the hand and arm.
Yes.
Okay.
I can move my fingers, but I just don't really have I can close them and open. That's all my ability I got.
Can you open your hand all the way?
No.
So
like this, I can't do it. I have to have it like this. In order to
you can't open and spread your fingers out at all?
No, I can move my hand.
Okay.
No, they do kind of want to close back up.
So they want to curl, and they want to stay curled.
Yes.
Okay.
After the first initial adjustment, I started noticing changes. And I think for not having it being used for several days, I think it maybe got a little on the weak side, or just got stiff for me in it. But after, I think, the third adjustment, I was starting to feel like I was getting very close to that 80% everything back. And I'd say by the time about the fifth adjustment, I was feeling close to 100% back.
Mm-hmm. And so I know we cleared out the interference in the neck area, affecting the nerves that go down into the arm and the hand. And then it was that shoulder adjustment where your shoulder was pulled down out of the socket. And once we set that back up into the socket, that's when the big change happened.
That is correct.
And then immediately after that adjustment, we could see that you could open your hand and keep it open, and it won't curl back up. And then that strength came back in the wrist.
Now today I got full mobility. I don't feel anything odd or different in my hand at all.
Just that flexor tendon issue that you have in the pinky, right? Which was before this incident.
That happened back in the early 90s. So
okay. And then what would you say you liked about Dr. Kristen's care?
Her flexible adjustability with her schedule to put up with mine, and the way she explained everything, and also the treatment and the way it was done. I'd been to a chiropractor before where it was basically how rough you could be twisted and turned to make things pop. And this is the first time I had somebody just do small adjustments that actually I think did a better job than what I had done before. I think I'm treated very well. The staff at the front desk, they greet you by your first name. They seem very friendly, caring. Going in to have your adjustment done, Dr. Kristen does a nice job of keeping track of things that are progressing. Brings back a little bit of history of things that were done earlier and things you had talked about before. And when you're done, the staff at the front desk, I always check in just to make sure there's nothing I need to bring back in or talk to them, and they have a nice day and send you on your way. And you said it's more of it's a very personal experience. Over the past year, I've noticed that I've had some numbness and tingling, mainly in my right foot, and it slowly started to progress to my left foot in the last probably month and a half, 2 months. And so I brought to Dr. Kristen's attention. She's been doing some adjustments on my lower back. My right foot or my left foot has got zero issues, and on my left foot, I only notice it just in 2 little spots now. Because originally I went from my foot going up my ankle. Now I just got one small spot on my foot and just one little spot on my ankle that are being a little bit of a troublesome thing, but I do feel like it's getting a lot better.
So just to clarify, the numbness in the left foot went away and there's still a little numbness in the right foot.
Yeah.
But it's gotten progressively better.
If on the scale of like a 1 to 10, if it started out at 10, right now it's probably down to about a 2. After I think you've done 3 adjustments on it. So
And those were lower back adjustments.
Yes.
That helped.
So we are going in the right direction.